Leo, hello, Amanda here. Welcome to the Unseen Hands Collective. This is going to be your February shift tarot reading. We are looking at the shape you're shifting out of this month, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shape shift looks and feels like. So Leo, the image that I'm getting for you is basically you staring at an unlit match and wanting it to light. And the idea that I'm hearing around that is the match isn't going to strike itself. Like, it's not going to light itself. You have to actually create the friction. You have to do the action. You are the catalyst that lights the match. Additional imagery that's coming along with that is you almost as if powers are going to come out of your fingertips, like focusing on something, and I saw those lion claws growing out of your nails, and as if lightning bolts would come out of your fingertips, trying to get something to happen or channeling your intention to create or to, it's almost like spell work, and it is sort of like a cheesy image almost of a magician being like, zap, and something coming to life. So this is interesting, Leo, especially in the context of your cards. We're using the Slow Holler Tarot this month. And the shape you're shifting out of is this Three of Stones. The shape you're shifting into is this Magician energy. So I'm seeing this particular Three of Stones as a planner. And it looks to me like someone is drawing up blueprints or sketches and sort of planning something out, sketching something out. And is that being the shape you're shifting out of? I think you're shifting into magician mode. Magician mode is essentially all of the powers you have at your disposal as a human being to affect your physical environment. So basically, it's time to get out of planning mode and into doing mode. It's time to move out of the theoretical imaginings of how something is going to go and into actually embodying it and doing it, creating it. And here's what your shape shift looks and feels like. The Five of Swords intersection, which in this deck is the Justice energy, and the Eight of Stones. And so, intersection being at the center, it's sort of like finding the balance between the mental energy of the swords and the tangible energy of earth. It looks to me like the balance lies in getting out of your head about it. Because you could also see this vulture as sort of staring at something that is currently dead, that has no life in it, and just waiting for it to come to life or waiting for it to become something else or change in some way. And it's sort of it's not, it's just staring at this unlit match expecting fire. That's not how it works. And so there's a need to bring balance to all of that mental energy by bringing it into the physical, tangible world. Do the things, the tasks that you can do to start building whatever it is you're building. This Eight of Stones energy, it's Sun in Virgo. It's this energy of really rolling up your sleeves and doing the thing. Virgo loves to make a list. I mean, this is strong Virgo energy in this reading, actually. Loves to make a list and analyze and theorize about something. But Virgo also likes to get in it and get to work, and so I think this is really asking you, Leo, to get in it and get to work, whatever that means. Get your hands busy doing something towards this goal or towards this change you're trying to make in your life. You may not be able to do the full thing, whatever this is, maybe big plans that you have for something that you want to build or create or do. Start with where you are. Start with what you can do, even if it's just washing the dishes or ready up the house or getting all of your physical, tangible environment sorted. Have an effect on your physical environment, and it will, I think, begin to snowball into other areas, and you'll start to really see the power in checking off your to-do list, the power in actually beginning to build something, and that's going to boost your confidence, boost your sense of empowerment in yourself. You are the magician, Leo, and I think from my mind, most of what stops me anyway from actually physically doing something is just fear, like hesitating right at the doorway, hesitating. It's much more comfortable to stay in the land of imagining and theorizing and planning and making lists. There's somewhat of a risk of actually moving your being, getting things going, getting your hands dirty. But again, like this idea of all of this power being in your hands, it's time to employ not only your mental powers, but your physical, tangible, the human powers that you have are not just mental. I think that's what, Mercury is the ruler of the magician, and we have Mercury retrograde for a lot of this month. And I think maybe that's part of this Mercury retrograde message for you, is like, what stops you? What is the disconnect between the head and the hands? This is an interesting question, Leo. It goes way deeper. Okay, so the collective and I, Kevin, myself, Kelsey, we have already talked through this energy, and we've gone very deep, specifically into this magician energy and the fears that tend to hold the magician back. So I'm going to use other decks, pull some clarifying cards, pull some oracle cards, and loop you in on our discussions around your energy in the cards here for the collective. So if you'd like to join me for that extended reading, you can click the link in the description box below. That'll take you to unseenhandscollective.com. You can purchase the extended reading in the shop. You can also access it via our monthly memberships. Now, this is only 1/3 of your February shift. This is just the tarot portion. You've got an Astroscope podcast to listen to where Kevin informs you of the planetary movements that may affect your shift this month. And then you've got Kelsey's guidebook to really help you more personally integrate all of this insight. So go over to unseenhandscollective.com, check out all that the collective has to offer, and we will boogie on this magician energy for you in February. All right, Leo, thanks for joining me here. This is big, whatever this Fool energy is. And maybe it's got you kind of feeling kind of raw, feeling a little bit like a brand new baby. Like this is a new seedling. This is a freshly sprouted Leo. And it is not easy to be in this kind of energy of freshly sprouted. It's vulnerable. It is tender. It is, it's raw. It's really raw, which is again, it's raw, but I'm also feeling this like maturity. It feels to me like you're doing something really, really grown, like really adult, doing some big adulting life changes, learning curve type moves. And yet at the same time that's got you feeling like a brand new baby. And so it's this weird tension in those areas of your life, which is again why I think you need trusted community and friendships that support you in making these moves and that can hold this type of vulnerability and these stages, early stages, tender stages of development.
All right, and remember, we're in mid-air this month, okay? So being in mid-air means that we're talking about Libra energy. And Libra for you is in your 3rd house. So you may need to step onto the stage and say something. You may need to communicate something. But what I'm seeing is that you're really, really honed in on the fact that this is what you wanted. This is what you always saw for yourself. And it's like understanding how to make it happen.